Okay, so I want to talk to you today about trusting people again. When we get hurt, when people betray us, when we get hurt by others, it's so easy for us to shut down and just forget what loving feels like and just pretend that we don't know how to love, pretend that we don't want love anymore because it's easier than being hurt. I know what that feels like. I've been hurt by people before, and without going into too much detail, because it involves other people and I don't want to hurt them, but without going into too much detail, I my heart was broken by, you know, from what some people said about me, how they treated me. Yeah, I know what that's like. I know what it's like to be let down. It happens. I've been let down by people in the church. I've been let down by people, friends of mine. I've been let down by family members. I've been let down and I've been disappointed. And I know what that's like. And um, there was a period of time where I just did not believe that people could be good and that people could be loving. And I shut myself away and I isolated myself. And I have finally found good people, and I've learned to trust people again, and I've learned to open up, and that comes with forgiving those people that hurt you. But a part of it is also believing that you can have that again. Believing that that's possible, believing that that could be your life again, is having people in your life again. And I know that it's really hard, but you have to take that time to grieve and then let go once you've done all your grieving. Don't shortchange the grief. Work through it. Cry if you need to. Talk to someone if you need to. Journal if you need to. For me, I've used songwriting as a catalyst to get all my emotions out. Music has been there for me in amazing ways. God has also been there for me in amazing ways. He is like my dad, he's my best friend. I tell him everything. I just let it all out, actually use my songwriting to talk to him. And he's just always been there for me and he will never leave me. I know that with all my heart. Um and some people, you might be listening and you might be going, "Oh, well, God created those people and they let me down and he allowed that to happen." And yeah, um, can I just say something about that? Can I just say that you have to come, that, that wasn't God's intention for you to be hurt in that way. He gave people free will, He lets people make choices, and people make bad choices. I make bad choices, you make bad choices. We can say we know that we make bad choices. And sometimes hurt people hurt others. And that is one of the fundamental truths of mankind, I'm afraid, is that hurt people who have been hurt, you lash out and you do things that you wouldn't otherwise do. And sometimes we project our hurt onto others without realizing it. And I think that is what I have experienced in my past, is people who have been hurt have hurt me, in the process, and that's not easy. And being hurt by others, it's not in any way, forgiving someone is not you saying, "Oh, that." It's not negating what they did. It's not covering up what they did and saying that it's okay. It is saying that, I'm going to prioritize my peace and I'm going to find healing in my heart. And this is the next phase in my healing. This is the next step in my healing. And it comes when we grieve and let go. And then when you're ready to forgive someone, just say it out loud. That's what helped me. But also, you have to be in a place where you're ready to let go of the hurt, and then forgive them. And you can say it, you can pray for them. Something that we do in the Christian faith, I'm a Christian, and I believe in God, um, is pray for people. And praying for people is literally just, you know, talking to God and asking things of God for that person. So I'll be like, Lord, can you take care of that person? And would you love them and show them the plans that you have for them? Would you walk with them and shepherd them and take care of them every step they take? Show them that you're with them, provide for them. Lord, would you bring peace to their heart for what has happened in their life? And God, would you help them to not have any hurt in their heart towards me either? And you know what, you can leave it there. You can tailor it, you can choose what you want to say, but it's so important um, to pray for people that have hurt us. I know that's so hard. You're like, no, you don't understand what they did to me. It's just like out of this world. And it really hurt my heart, Heather. And I don't think that my soul will ever fully recover. Yeah, I know what that feels like. Absolutely. Some of the things that people have done to me, I'm like, yeah, obviously that should never be forgiven. But the things, what God requires of us and what God asks of us is that we forgive others as He has forgiven us. And I know that the things that I have done, I've done bad things as well. And I don't deserve to be forgiven, but God does it anyway, and yet He forgives me, and yet He loves me in that way, and yet He'll have mercy and compassion on me and forgive me. And that is why it's so wild. It's so wild, the love of God, that He asks us to forgive others as we have been forgiven ourselves. And it even goes as far as to say in the Bible, you cannot expect God to forgive you when you have not forgiven others. And oh, that's huge. I don't think that God is going to say, like, I'm never going to forgive you if you don't forgive all those people who hurt you. I just think that God is saying, hey, you need to forgive those people because I forgave you. And I don't think that's God's heart for His kids. For me, it was a journey. And for you, it might be a journey. But letting other people into your life again starts with forgiving others. And that may take time, and it might take years. Something that is helpful is learning from other people who have been through the same thing as you, listening to other people's stories about whether it was, a broken relationship in any way, shape, or form. You might want to walk back into that person's life, or you might want to not have contact with them. And either way is okay. You know what you're going to do to protect your heart, and you know what you have to do, the decisions that you need to make, and the peace that you need to find. Prioritizing your peace is so important in allowing people in and out of our lives. I've had to make those decisions, and it's not easy. I know what that's like. And I just ask you all out there to really think about what that would mean for you to let that person back into your life. And maybe you're not ready yet. And that's okay. It's totally okay. You don't have to force yourself to be ready. God sees your heart, and He sees the pain that was caused, and He knows what happened. And I'm so sorry that that happened to you. Let me take a moment and say, I'm so sorry for the pain that that person caused you. I'm so sorry that it happened to you. That's horrible. And I don't know exactly, I don't know all the details, and you don't have to tell me, but a part of this journey is opening up about it, is telling someone about it. And you know what? If you're not ready to tell someone else, please tell God. Just open up to Him. Just talk to Him. He wants to hear from you. How I talk to God is honestly just how I would talk to a friend. My husband, he's my best friend, but God is my best friend. I talk to Him like all the time. Sometimes I'm like, God, like, I cannot do this day. Like, you need to give me strength. And he'll randomly, like, make some random person give me like a coffee voucher or something. And I'm like, I don't even like coffee, but I'm going to have one because it's from the Lord. And just stuff like that over time. God has been there for me in my darkest hour, when I just didn't want to be here anymore because of the hurt in my heart. Um, I said, God, show yourself to me. And I asked him to give me joy. I said, bring my joy back. I've been hurt so much, bring my joy back. Nothing happened the whole car ride home. And I nearly pulled off the road because my heart was just broken into from the pain and the heartache and the sorrow that had been in my life. And it was just so much. I just, sometimes, I don't know if you're out there, but you just don't want to be here anymore. And you're not crazy. You don't have these weird thoughts that are taking over your mind. You only know it if you felt it. You just don't want to be here. You don't want to be in this place of pain. I know what that's like. But I'm past that now. But on my way home, like when I cried out to God and I asked him to bring me joy, nothing happened. Nothing happened until I got home, and outside my house there's trees. And my favorite color is blue, and I like nature. And I feel like God wanted to bless me in a way that I would understand and that would make me feel special in that moment and remind me that I had, that he cared about me, that he listened and he was there. So basically what happened is outside my house, there's these trees, and on either side of my driveway, there was kookaburras, like two kookaburras on either side, well, one on each side, and they had like a blue wing, each of them. And blue is my favorite color, and I love nature, and it was sort of like God was saying, I'm here, I see you, I care about you, I love you, and I know people hurt you, but I care, and I'm here, and I'll never leave you. And I don't know if you need to hear that today, that God cares about you. I feel like God put me on your path today, on the YouTube path. I feel like you put me on the path that you took to get here today, to remind you that there is hope and there is healing, and you can trust people again, and you will have beautiful relationships again, and you should never give up, because it is possible to grieve, heal, move on, and forgive. Ah, that felt really good to get off my chest. Um, but there is hope for you, and there is a way forward for you to move on from this, and for there to be healing on the other side of this pain.